so they could do that. What are you doing? What are you doing? You're trying to negotiate, but you can't even negotiate because the white man in the White House, Biden, tell you need to be grateful for whatever I give you.
Yeah.
When they said, I'm not doing nothing for black people, and you still went and voted for them. What part of the negotiation was that? Now you can respond.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so last week, remember we were talking about uhuru, right?
Respond to what, Brandon?
Uhuru, and we were talking about uhuru. You told me Idi Amin wasn't a Pan-African. Remember, I was naming guys and I was talking about Mobutu and Kwame, but this guy can come up here and switch it all up and say that the guy was a Pan-African. I thought he wasn't.
Because he wasn't a Pan-African.
So why didn't you stop him when he said it then?
Well, I don't need to jump on everything he say. I'm teaching a lesson. Everybody heard what I said.
You can't teach a lesson and not correct people though, bro.
Listen, bro.
He didn't say he was a Pan-African. He said he helped out
nationalist.
You said that. I'm not him. You said it.
He didn't use the word. He didn't use the word Pan-Africanism.
No, not Brandon. Do use the word Pan-African.
Listen, bro.
Bakari didn't say Idi Amin was a Pan-Africanist.
Go back to the Mandarin though.
Man,
listen, bro. You're not going to control the direction of the conversation. You asked the question, I'm going to answer it. If you got another question, you can ask that. I'm going to answer. You're not going to jump around and move the. Well, he left. Anyway, good.
Amen.
Khalid Muhammad was a black nationalist. He was in the Nation of Islam. He wanted an independent nation for black Americans. Idi Amin was also a black nationalist. So that was two black nationalists helping each other. Stop trying to define our shit. Let us define our shit. That wasn't an exchange between two Pan-Africanists. That was an exchange between two black nationalists. Period.
Can I say something, Brad?
Go ahead, Benuko.
Yeah, that's the big thing. A lot of us really need to pay attention. And this is the problem with a lot of black folks when it comes down to this stuff. You're telling me that if they're serious about this stuff, you would really think to pick up a book or do some basic research on this stuff, or look at academic journals or something in your research, you would know that this was going on. But they scrub it off social media so you don't even know it, or they put it in private libraries where you can't find it in the public libraries. They leave. That's why the book industry is very controlled, because they want to keep the real books from the people. That's why they have local, small library, small bookstores around the stores. That's where people can find hidden books to know the real history of things. And that's all. And that's what I wanted to say. I'll let you continue.
Okay, so Brumsy Diallo, Brandon on the front line for real. Unity amongst all of us. Thank you, Brumsy. I appreciate the super chat, my brother. And you're right. And then, dang, I want to get this one right here. Dang, where did it go? Where is she at? Hold on. This was funny. Oh, right here. You hating, Brandon. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I only nap on afternoons because it's so exhausting. Laugh out loud. But yeah, so come on, man. I used to babysit kids every day, man. Babysitting kids is not hard. Just make sure they don't choke on nothing. Feed them and put them in front of the TV. Pretty much the job is done. They're going to be napping most of the day if you beat the shit out of them and make them get in the bed anyway. Go ahead, KINGJAHPOWER.
Peace to everybody. What up, Brody?
What up, man? How you doing?
Doing good, bro. Hey, we never want to use the power perspective. We'll use integration, education, religion, but we never use power, okay? That's why we say black power. Black power is not integration, okay? I just want y'all to know that. Now, we was talking about Kwame Ture and how our brothers and them was, fighting against the Vietnam War. We talking about 1955 to 1975. Now you got a book out there called Bloods. I just got it, written by Wallace Terry. Okay? Everybody go get this book now. And it's teaching about, how they put our brothers on the front line, because they seen how the little Cambodians or whatnot wouldn't attack as hard when they seen blacks. Matter of fact, they would run to them unarmed. And this in the book. It's called The Return on the Gods. Now we know the people in that area, got darker hues, so the people haven't seen. We know Buddha was originally black. Well, that's a different story, but this is what's in the book. And the point is that the European generals, the American generals, start putting blacks on the front line. Then that's when you started to see blacks in America, going against the Vietnam War. You see what I'm saying? Because they had our brothers on the front line. And you talk about, they was, after they realized that, I'm talking about infantry. They was, going into the jungles or whatnot, and the Cambodians or whatnot realized that the blacks would kill them just like the whites. Then the blacks started to get slaughtered too. And that, you talk about like all the movies. What's that one? Dead Presidents. When he was like, he was down there freezing up. Man, stop freezing up. That's the time we talking about. So we talk about 1955 to 1975. See, but now listen, Brother Brandon was right. The Black Panthers always had a problem with Pan-Africanism. Okay? That's for real. Now, listen, you go watch the Black Panther movie, not the Marvel stuff. I'm talking about the Black Panthers got a movie. I think the brother that did Boys in the Hood shot that movie. Now, it's a scene in there. Now, it's on, I put it up on my pages because I try to explain that same perspective. They on there, as soon as the brothers, every time the brothers would come around talk about back to Africa, these brothers, the Black Panthers, would want to, get on, you know what I mean? Y'all go y'all ass back to Africa. So it never was really no unity between them and us, even though them is our brothers. Okay? So Brandon right on that. See, they want to pretend like they nationalists, but it's really all of them groups are integrationist groups. And I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings, because my uncles and whatnot, even the FOI, don't get mad. I know everybody gonna get mad now, but it's just true. If you can't have a nation within a nation, how the FOI talk about their nation? Now everybody gonna get mad, he my Uncle Supreme. But the truth got to be told. Ain't no nation in Islam.
No, it's not.
I'm just being real. I love my brothers and sisters. But in this country, this is a white nation. The only way you gonna have your own, you gonna have to use Pan-Africanism. There's no other way. So somebody else go next, because I got.
You don't have to worry about offending them, because they know it. That's why they use intimidation when you bring it up. They just don't want you to say it. That's all.
They don't want to admit that they've been defeated. That's the problem. They don't want to. Black people can't never just say, look, we lost. Let's just chalk it up, go back, regroup, and come back again. They would rather fight a losing battle without ever going back and regrouping and just get slaughtered down to the last man. That's the reality. Versus saying, no, there's a smarter way to do this. Let's use the strength of our homeland to come here and fight the real battle, the new battle in America, which is economic. Y'all still trying to fight political war in America when America has transitioned to economic war. The corporations control the politics. So clearly the battle is not to, we need to elect more black officials. The battle is we need to get a multinational corporation with billions and billions of dollars in revenue every year so we can control the government, so we can sit up and gain access to those spaces that are controlling everything. See, that's the difference. We're stuck in the past. And just like one of my teachers, Jomo, who's also a Panther, he said it clear as day. He said, well, our way didn't work. He said, so why the hell would you do it our way? He said, if our way worked, you guys wouldn't be having to do shit. But you got a bunch of wannabes. That's what these guys are, wannabes, right? Grandmaster Jay and stuff like that. These are wannabes. They want to be the Panthers. Well, if you want to be the Panthers and they even admit where they were wrong, then you're twice as wrong as they were. But we had all these Negroes. Grandmaster Jay was just using Black Panther imagery to lure you dumb niggas into his ranks. Hebrew Israelite lies and Black Panther imagery. That's it. And you guys fell for it. Mixing up, y'all, we don't believe in Jesus, but he mixed the Bible in with civil rights rhetoric. Don't know where the guy came from. The guy came out of the clear blue. No history. Like, I could talk about, I was like study group coordinator here. I had this organization where we were doing community work here. We were doing this and that. I got a resume and people who know me and can vouch for me. Y'all don't know nothing about Grandmaster Jay. Y'all saw the Negro put on a leather jacket and some black sunglasses and hold a gun, and it was a wrap. It was a wrap. Brother Bakari, I know you like Grandmaster Jay, but KINGJAHPOWER, is that true or not?
That's true. Yes, that's true. Absolutely. We love the imagery and all of that. We fall hook, line, and sinker for that. And I know, Bakari, like you say, I know you like Grandmaster Jay. You feel like we don't give him enough credit for what he did. Yeah, it was good, but what's the end result? Grandmaster Jay, just like those Panthers back then. It's the same, is the end result. You got to ask yourself, what did he really want? Did he really want an independent Black, nation? Does he really want to be separated from them? And if the answer is not, and if the answer is not yes, then, it's all for naught.
Elijah Moses, Brandon, you cancel. Cancel what? The whole thing is, he didn't want that. This guy wanted to be famous, bro. When someone takes their entertainment stage name and uses it as their real name and uses it as their name as leader of a movement, that guy just wants people paying attention to him. And it was obvious he'll say anything that needs to be said.
Yep.
Go ahead, KINGJAHPOWER.
Can you hear me good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been a big fan of your show, and I'm thankful that you let me on because you've been giving these FBAs that work, and it's really entertaining because the typical tether fleer doesn't work for most of us because we're in this country the same way that these FBA grifters are in this country, and we know the history, and we could expose them on their lies. And I really appreciate what you're doing with regards to just promoting the differences between the Pan-African mindset and the Black nationalist mindset. Because if you read the book Message to the People by Marcus Garvey, and this was his African philosophy school in Toronto in 1935, he actually speaks about the fact that engaging in like a militant riot or engaging in a revolt against a government that has way more military strength than you is foolish. And he speaks about engaging in smart politics and commerce with the African continent. So the majority of the people in the United States today who are talking about, some type of militant revolt against the overarching power of the U.S. government, meanwhile, they have no international allies and they have no connections commercially to survive in the real world. They're just foolish. And it speaks to the immaturity that a lot of people have, a lot of Black people have, the reactionary ideology, the emotions. And all of that makes it easy for a grifter like Tariq, who's essentially historically illiterate, to basically take advantage of so many different people and, fund his mortgage, his mortgage money and his vacations. So, keep up the heat on these guys. I don't think they're going to last too long, because grifts like this never usually last that long. And, it's just so funny that a small channel like yours can just get so deep under his skin.
The grift is already over. They talking about who invented hip-hop now. They not even, this museum behind me, that museum ain't never happening. Let's say open some little house. Some people turn a house into a museum. Like the Jackson 5's little hut that they lived in Indiana is now a museum of some sort. This ain't happening, right? So this will be the first and probably last curation to take place in the virtual Hidden History Museum. I'm gonna open the Hidden History Museum.
The Invisible Museum.
I'm gonna make the Hidden History Museum, and I'm gonna make it online, and I'm gonna give you real hidden history. I ain't gonna give you no BS. They're done. Yeah, they're making cartoons.
Here's a funny.
Wait, Ben, let Naps go real quick, and then I'll let you.
Here's my question. Yeah, that's yet another nonsensical argument, that whole hip hop shit. But anyways, here's my question, because Brandon, you've had the Nation of Islam come up here, and some of the people who run interference for him, the Ben X's, Malcolm, I don't know if he came up here, but he especially.
Yeah, Malcolm Flex.
He especially, he's like, the bulldog. But here's my question. Just a couple of days ago, all right, one of the heavy hitters, Ava Muhammad, had passed, all right? And today they had her, memorial service or whatever. And I saw, obviously Farrakhan spoke, and the other lieutenant, both multiracial dudes. That's a whole other story right there. But here's my question. One of the major things that Ava Muhammad, one of her biggest stances was on separation, all right? And she was one of the more stronger speakers of the nation, and she always pushed that right up into her old age. So did Khalid Muhammad, all right? Big on separation. Yet the nation doesn't seem to practice that. So, were they just, you probably already know the answer. Were they just props to just push in front of us to say, yeah, the nation they're militant, they're for separation, when you look at what they're doing, they're anything but. All right?
They just use that as a way to make money.
Yeah, like one of the guys.
It's their pitch. It's a selling point, like a slogan, a commercial.
Yeah.
Just like
I brought Malcolm Flex up here. That Negro didn't even know that they were that they had a mission statement saying that they wanted to leave America.
Yeah, what?
Do you remember on Dinah's channel when I had to literally open up the final call, the physical final call, and read to him his own mission statement to his own group?
What Muslims want?
And Big Ben X also didn't know that. These niggas are
I seen it in the mosque in New York.
Wait, stop.
Wait. John Howard,
Hey, look, I seen that plaque that you talk about in the mosque in New York. My Uncle Supreme went and showed it to me. And it's Marcus Garvey exact words, back to Africa, this, that, and the third. And then it got Elijah Muhammad at the bottom.
right.
Okay, you just.
I don't know if y'all caught it. You see what I'm saying? It's Marcus Garvey words, but then it got like Elijah Muhammad the one said it.
Yeah.
Wait, are you saying that Ben X and Malcolm Flex did not know about the What Muslims Want, which is still on their final call day? They didn't know that?
They did not know that, bro.
Oh, shit.
They did not know. Listen, bro, I was on Dinah's channel. I was talking about separation, like y'all always talking about separation. Ooh. Because I was questioning Ben X on, because Ben X was in the comments too. And I was talking about how these dudes buying all these cards and stuff. I'm like, how you talking about separation and you buying $200,000 cards and shit? You got to pay that stuff off. This dude, Malcolm Flex, said, we're not about separation.
Whoa, shit.
I said,
Oh, my God.
I pulled up that final call on air. I had them. It was the one with Nipsey Hussle on the front. It was the one with Nipsey Hussle on the front. Nipsey Hussle, I read it verbatim. Even Dynas was blown away like, wow.
Again, Ava Mahat, that is one of her major talking points for, and she again, very intelligent woman, broke everything down right up until, like I said, just as recently as a couple months ago before she passed. So it's unfortunate because they're just, what's the nation doing? And it's almost like the nation, which they are, controlled opposition. Let me throw these guys out here to get you excited, but we're really about, they're no different than MLK or any of these other integrationists.
They no different from the Christian church.
No.
That people are just a means to an end to get money.
No, what it is that the Christian church, all these guys seem to peep game from the Christian church.
Yep.
And what they did, they just switched it up. And I'm talking about the conscious community. Whether it's the Muslims, they just talk a little bit harder, and then it comes the Israelites, they talk a little bit harder, but it's the same thing.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this. How can it not be the same thing? Look at the source of the members. They used to go out in front of the churches when the churches would let out and try to convert Christians over to Islam. There's a scene in the movie Malcolm X that depicted that. That's something that really used to happen. Then they pulled a lot of people out of prison. So when you look at the Nation of Islam and their descendants, all you have is a bunch of super ignorant, religious, hyper-religious black folks and a bunch of dudes who is criminals. What do you think is going to happen?
Man.
What do you think?
That's crazy.
Show me one person who came from a respected background, who's running around talking about in the beginning, in its inception, who was running around talking about I'm a Nation of Islam person and this and this and that.
Nah.
You just had a bunch of deplorables putting shit together. That's it. And then you wonder why they doing what they doing? Come on now. Go ahead, Ben Uko. It's Ben Uko's turn. Unmute you. Okay, Ben Uko. You still there?
Yeah, I'm here. It's like, it's amazing. You're seeing.
You muted yourself.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Again, they're just showing you more and more, Brandon, that the more ticked off they get, the more they're going to get more angry. Why do we as a community keep listening to this over and over and over again? Then they want to say, this is what people say, oh, we're going to take your money. I was telling you this, I'm going to tell you this again. They want you to, we're going to get you, if you want to help the black community, okay, we're going to give you your money, but then you got to give money back. You're going to give part money to another person. That's some type of Tariq behavior. A typical hustler could do that.
Right.
But this is the mindset they want to teach. They want to teach the people how to be conformed. Has anybody in the black community ever say that, okay, let's go look at how the Latinos built their own businesses and even promote their businesses, say, oh, I'm gonna block a city street. So they say, okay, we'll get a whole city street of the tent to have major events. How they get that together? Can somebody answer that one?
No one can answer. The whole thing is what we're doing now, and the reason why you're smart to go the way of Pan-Africanism is these guys have nothing to offer. These guys literally, the only thing they could try to do is tear down Pan-Africanism. But they don't really have any, like, Pan-Africanism is like getting out of the barrel. So you have all the crabs in the barrel. So you trying to get out of the barrel. They're dragging you, they're trying to drag you back down. But once you get there, what do they have to offer you? A bunch of shit that they can't even promise. It's just like the story of Adam and Eve. Satan, the snake, promised them all this stuff. Once they went on ahead and ate the fruit, they didn't get nothing out of it. Because he wasn't able to give them what he lied and said that they would gain. That's the same thing with FBA. So we have nakmeezy in here, and I want to start asking nakmeezy. I want to ask nakmeezy one question before he goes into his rant. nakmeezy, what is the tangible benefit? Just one. Name one tangible benefit of abandoning Pan-Africanism and doubling down with FBA.
One tangible benefit. We can redirect those wasted resources from the continent and from that failed ideology into our own people. You can't turn the street lights on if your own house lights are not on. We have to worry about ourselves. Black America has too many problems to be trying to build bridges to people that we don't know. There you go.
Redirect resources. But you're not saying where we're going to redirect them to, like Hennessy, the Cadillac car company. Where are you?
There you go.
Haven't done that yet. That's the idea, man.
Wait, hold on. Let me and Brandon talk, please.
Hold on real quick. I said tangible benefit. You said redirect. That's very broad. What is one tangible benefit?
Redirecting all our resources back to where they're needed the most. That's what it is. Our people in America have issues. We need to fix our house before we try to fix someone else's house. But notice how you go to, what do you say, Colt 45 and Cadillacs or something? That's not just Black America, bro. You always go to the bottom of the barrel to try to say that that's who we are. Are you Black American or are you like a tether or something, bro?
If you're saying redirect microscopic amounts of resources, bro, because the money that Black people spend in Africa is very small. Tiny, not even probably calculable on any real metric of calculation for that.
Sorry? Whoa. Have you never heard of the Trans-Africa organization or the Trans-Africa group?
Yeah, what is this
with
guy?
that lawyer?
Come on now.
He spent millions in Africa.
$1 million?
$1 million, bro. Google it right now. You'll see that it was hundreds of millions of dollars.
No,
hundreds of millions. Our people can use that in Black America. We don't need to be making it rain on Africa when we need to make it rain on ourselves.
Black America squanders all their money that they got right here now.
Wait a minute, KINGJAHPOWER.
Hey, why don't you just relax, buddy?
Look, listen, I'm this close to agreeing with you, right?
Listen, quiet.
Wait a minute.
Wait. You might agree with me, guys. We may have a breakthrough.
Listen, I'm this close to agreeing. This is close. All you got to tell me is, where are they going to redirect it to? What infrastructure have you built for it to go into? That's like saying, I need you to put gas in my car, but you ain't got no nozzle and you ain't even got no hole for gas. So where are they going to redirect it to?
Into our community.
Wait, stop.
Whoa, come on, guy.
Guys, come on.
Relax.
Come on, guys. Where are they going to redirect it to?
Can I answer? Into our own community.
I gotta be back, okay?
Oh, my God.
Okay, thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Go ahead.
Into our own communities, STEM programs, trade schools. These are some things that I'm very interested in, right? That kind of stuff. Not trying to build hospitals and buy dusty land and do tours. Those are intangible, BS initiatives. So the fact of the matter is this: you can't try to fix someone else's front yard when your backyard is in shambles. We have to focus on ourselves. And like you said, basically Black America's investment, especially now with Pan-Africans, is like pissing in the ocean. There's really, you're not going to make a dent in Africa, right? But I think that would be better served in helping ourselves. SOS, save ourselves.
We have to do that before we talk about trying to help other people. You know, hey, those are the tangibles, bro.
So let me show you the difference between what you was talking about and me. I could take $1 million right now. I could invest my $1 million into Dinah's tour company. I could help him build that company up until it's a multi-million-dollar enterprise. I could take my money right now, invest that in OAP, turn that into millions and millions of dollars in land purchases, land sales, all this stuff. I could go work with Blackset. I could go work with any group. I could go work with JT, the bigger figure, and invest in his business that he got going over there. You see how when I talk about where I could spend my money with Pan-Africanism, I have specific places and people who I can invest my money with. I could go to Ty Nichols with the African investment guy, who's also a Black America with a huge investment company there. Andy Goosey, who also has a company in Rwanda, Black American. I know exactly where I could take my money as a Pan-Africanist and put my money as an investment into these vehicles and get a return on investment. You're like, we could put in the community. We could invest in STEM. We could do that. But there's nothing specific because everything we have in America is so connected to white people. Even the schools you talk about investing, 99.9% will be white-owned. So let Black celebrities give their money to white-owned charitable organizations to distribute their money where the white man sees fit to distribute it. You're
Drop the bomb, brother. You just destroyed this argument. You just destroyed. No.
Hold on.
Drop the bomb, man.
Who is this wild African savage that won't shut up and let me speak?
Let him respond. Go ahead.
All right, so now look, you're naming YouTubers, right, about your tangibles. That's great. So can I. We can invest in probably one of the greatest grass movements for Black America, which is Urban Nerds in Philadelphia. You can also invest in Mobb Deep. I mean, not Mobb Deep, 50 Deep. But guess what? I'm self-sufficient, so I don't take people's money. You can also invest in the brothers out of Detroit who are doing great things all across Black America in terms of their activism, community programs, cleaning up the neighborhoods, stepping to people that are terrorizing our people. There are many initiatives in Black America that you can, as a Black American, invest in. It's funny how you jump over your people and you go invest in a continent that you never even lived in. Why, Brandon, if you love Black people and you're Pan-African, bro, why not invest in the people that you grew up with, that you know, that you have a history, a tied lineage to? You can say that, yeah, you may not agree with FBA and ADOS. The fact of the matter is, and somebody shackle that wild Bantu who keeps talking when I'm trying to talk, please. Brandon, you and I share a lineage to America. We can invest in America. I gave you specific people. I don't take investments. I don't take donations because I'm self-sufficient. But there are other people that do, and they do great things for the community, and I named them.
You named a bunch of charities where people could put their money in.
Not charities, brother. People that are working.
Wait a while, I didn't interrupt you now.
Hey, I'm the lion of FBA.
Yeah, the lion, the mainless lion. Look,
and why does it get...
Listen, wait a minute. Listen, guys, because this is the whole point. I'm going to educate you on something now. Why should I do that when I'm already doing that? As an FBA or us sharing a lineage, you guys want to integrate with the white man. That's what y'all like. That's what we did. So
you're projecting, Brandon. When did I say I want to inject?
I said, listen.
I'm going to be quiet. Go on, brother. But don't put anything on me that I never said.
See, we're not talking about your radical individualism. We're talking about our entire lineage, what they decided they wanted to do. And all these movements y'all throwing out here. They wanted to integrate with the white man. We did that. So as an FBA of the same lineage as you, we made a deal with the white man. And I go to work And before I even touch my money, the white man gets to touch my check and take out whatever he wants and use that to build infrastructure for America. I am an American. When he builds that, that's for me. That's what the FBA lied and told us. That's what our elders lied and told us, right? So every week when I get paid, I make that investment. So what I'm doing in Africa and with my other investments is I'm saying, look, that investment ain't working for me because our people have no infrastructure to even receive the tax dollar investments our people have made into the United States government. So what you're telling me is, Brandon, do something that you're already doing and it ain't turning out to be shit. Don't do anything. You want me to practice insanity. Continue doing the same thing, expecting a different result. Every penny I owe FBA comes out of my check in the form of taxes. FBA sitting up in that big house on Capitol Hill, selling me out every damn day. FBA is over here cooning and buck dancing, taking my tax dollars. Black Lives Matter, 90 million donated. Van Jones, 100 million donated and ain't doing shit for black people. You can stay on that hamster wheel. We're not
Can I respond to you?
Right, and what you're doing, Brandon,
Wow,
is not
somebody give him a Jollof snack.
Let me say something.
Somebody give this guy a Jollof snack. Let me just respond to my brother real quick. Just let me respond to my brother real quick, okay? Without getting into the political aspect of it, right? And politics is important. Listen, brother, can you listen to me? Politics is important. However, I can't control who votes where. What I'm talking about, and you asked about tangibles, I'm talking about grassroots organizations, myself included, that are doing things for Black America. You said that why would you do that when it's just about white people and the white government and blah, blah, blah? Our taxes definitely go into Black America as well, so we're paying into that. If you want to pay more, you can do that. You're taking your money and you're investing in people that you don't know. Now, let's talk about those people that you don't know as it relates to the white man. Ghana, Nigeria, and Gambia they rejoined the Commonwealth. White people, okay? These African leaders can't do shit without the blessing of the white man, lest they feel the wrath of that white man. So the same white man that you say controls Black America controls West, Central, South, and those parts of Africa. Because the Arabs, they're a lot further than the blacks in terms of freedom on the continent. The blacks are still under the thumb of the white man, and that's a fact.
Arabs.
Yeah, well, a little less than that. So the thing about, wait, hold on, brother, I'm not finished. So what you say for us is also on the continent, my brother. So the difference.
You live in the belly of the beast. America is the belly of the beast.
Let's digest that Jollof and let me finish, brother. Okay, all right. I'm a coon. I guarantee you, we go, who does more for Black people? I'll run circles around you.
Nobody said coon. I said you long-winded, dog. You want to
please? The more y'all
and he was long-winded. Brandon and I have a relationship. We go back and forth, right? So whatever he put on Black America, I can put on Africa, right? Are we having a pain Olympics here? Or are we talking about that globally Black people suffer from similar issues? But a Pan-African would say that's why you need Pan-Africanism. I say that while we have similar issues, there are different remedies for those issues. And Black America needs a Black American solution given and done by Black Americans. Let the Africans figure their problems out. When Marcus Garvey said Africa for the Africans, I'm 100% with them, and I ain't no African, I'm Black American.
Okay, thank you for that. So I'm doing my part in the form of my tax dollars for Black America. Black America has been given access to the upper echelons of the white political structure. They choose to sell me out. Fine. I've given them my paycheck money every week since I was 20 years old. Now, with the rest of my money, I'm going to do what I want to do. That's what I'm going to do.
Brandon.
Go ahead, KINGJAHPOWER.
No, exactly. It's not. He's acting like it got to be one or the other. Like what you're doing is interfering. Is Pan-Africanism interfering with all those programs he just called out? No. He's telling us not to do something, not to expand.
Those programs
It's real limited, simple-minded, short-sighted thinking he's talking about. No, we're not going to do that. We're going to reach out to our African brothers around the world, and we're going to practice race first, which is what Marcus Garvey said also. If you don't get it, that's not going to
Africa, bro. Where are you working in Africa right now?
Don't ask me no question.
Guys, wait. Every program nakmeezy mentioned one, he didn't mention it at first, so you know he just pulled it out of his ass, but I know some of them exist.
Of
and
course.
every one is connected and controlled in some way by a white person.
As you sit in America on the white man's internet.
Yep, that I pay for.
Yep. So why don't you decluther yourself?
Wait a
And go to Africa.
Why would I deplug this? My money paid for the infrastructure that built this internet.
All right, so don't bite the white hand that feeds you.
No,
the white hand feeds you.
Arguing for this nigga arguing. He ain't going nowhere with it, Brandon.
Wait a minute. That's like me saying, as you sit right now in the white man's house that he built, your money paid for that house. You have a right to be in that house. My money, taxpayer dollars, since I was 20, I paid my admission to get to the system. More than a lot of people, even white. But I'm doing you a favor. I'm like the immigrant who works, pays taxes, but doesn't get a tax return. I'm like, take this, Black America. That's bet. I pay y'all before I pay myself. Y'all ain't did shit with that. I would be a damn fool to turn around and give y'all more of my money to not do shit with. You can't guilt trip me.
I'm not, bro. But when are you leaving America? When are you getting from under the white man's
See, that ain't got nothing to do with it. See, you hear this bullshit argument? That ain't got nothing to do with it.
Ain't even talking to you. Let Brandon answer his own question. Ain't nobody talking to you.
Just talking crap.
You're putting the work in.
You just going to work to be going to
You're putting the work in. Who you be? I don't even know you in these spaces.
Okay, listen. Wait a minute. No arguments. I paid my way into America. I'm leaving when I want to. I got my timeline. But even if I decided to stay here, I paid to be in America. So if I wanted to stay, I could.
Of course you could. But why stay in America and keep talking Africa? Just leave. Brandon.
Why stay in Holland and be talking about America?
I'll tell you why.
Oh, no, I don't want to hear it.
Exactly.
That's what you're doing. That's what you're
wait, but here's the thing. I'm already getting busy in America.
And I'm already getting busy with my tax dollars.
Wait, hold on. Listen, bro. Listen. Here's the thing. I can run off on a plug, bro. I'm out here getting money from these crackers, and I'm investing it in my community, specifically Western PA. So I do stuff in Black America. Do I have to post it on YouTube? No. But I'm not talking crap about Black America from Black America while I'm bigging up Africa, but never gonna move to Africa. That's what y'all do. That's all y'all do, bro. What's up?
Your taxpayer dollars go to Holland. So you
I don't even pay tax right now. What are you talking about?
If you did, your taxpayer dollars, your sales tax, whatever tax you pay, that goes to Holland. I'm doing you a favor because me, who wants to go to Africa, my taxpayer dollars are going to America to make a nice, cushy place for you to land when you decide to run off on the plug. So
thank you, bro. I appreciate it. I also file taxes in America every year since I've been here.
Listen, you should be thanking me for holding it down for you here while you were an absentee slave over in Holland.
Whoa. You know you out of pocket for that one.
Why?
You're calling me a slave, really?
You are calling people Bantus and wild hyenas and everything.
He's a Bantu. He's a wild, savage Bantu.
See how knocked
I didn't say nothing about you, though.
You talked about us in general. If you talk about him,
No, I talked about him. I'm not talking about you. I have other words for you, Brandon. But look, let's
Listen, let me say this, Brandon.
Wait.
Let me say this right here.
First of all, shout out to Carla Genesis, the Walking Dead, and Carla Genesis, who I took last week. Carla, I heard you want a rematch, Carla. I'll cook you again on anyone's show. Let's do it on mine.
Listen, guys, listen, I asked Dynas to come up here. We got to give KINGJAHPOWER 2 minutes. Then I got to ask Dynas real quick to confirm. Actually, Dynas, I just want to confirm something real quick.
Go ahead.
Do you remember when we were on your channel with Malcolm Flex and Ben X was in the comments?
Right. Yeah.
Remember that they didn't even know that the mission statement of their own group was to leave America and start a new nation?
No, I think they knew that was the mission statement, but what they were doing was moving the goalposts and trying to redefine what a nation is.
Do you remember when I had to read it out of the final call for them?
Right, but again, they wanted to redefine what a nation is, and basically their definition of nation would be nothing more than a community.
Okay, so maybe I was, but basically they were trying to rewrite their own mission statement.
Right.
And they're just peons in that group.
Right. So for the most part, Nation of Islam has made it clear that they want to separate from the white man, govern themselves, and have their own nation. What Malcolm Flex and Ben X is now saying is that they just want a community, which is basically, just, hey, black people get together, let's have our own community and buy from each other. But, they don't want to separate anymore.
Thank you, Dynas. That's all I needed you for. Thank you so much for hopping on, brother.
No.
Dr. Barry Health and Wellness Connection, thank you so much for the super chat, brother. Thank you for your amazing channel. You are inspiring many all over. Be on the lookout for my health and wellness channel coming soon. Work for change. Hey, guys, go check out Dr. Barry's Health and Wellness channel. It's coming soon. We need that for sure. Because when nakmeezy get back, y'all going to have to be in shape to be his soldiers in his army against the white man. KINGJAHPOWER, go ahead. You're muted.
Fizzle. I'm gonna let it fizzle because I'm gonna let his little talking points fizzle because it's going nowhere. It's no reason to go against Pan-Africanism.
I got one.
See now who's the banshee button here? What's you on some bullshit mission. That's why you can't be quiet now after telling me all of that. I sat there and let
that
you
wasn't me, bro. That wasn't me, dumbass.
That's KINGJAHPOWER. Go ahead, KINGJAHPOWER, finish up.
KINGJAHPOWER, another one of my victims, KINGJAHPOWER. I've done all of you Pan-Africans.
I just say I'm gonna let his argument fizzle. That's all. I'm not gonna contribute anymore because I already know what he's doing. He's trying to make it look like Pan-Africanism is somehow interfering with all that shit he's talking. Ain't nobody interfering with it. You can, if you doing this and doing that, then keep on doing this. What are you doing on this channel trying to talk about Pan-Africanism? What are you doing on this channel, bro? Keep doing your amazing work.
Watch this.
Dumbass, keep doing your amazing work. Fucking asshole.
Y'all cannot.
Okay, well, Brandon asked me a question about tangibles, and he and I had a back and forth on tangibles. He had his point, I had my point. Period. You was jumping in and cutting in, and you're all emotional. It's cool, brother. Let it fizzle. And when you want to get with somebody that's really doing work, holler at me. I can have you. I need somebody to hand out my flyers.
Thank you for that, KINGJAHPOWER. Go ahead, bro.
Now, the majority of the people that's in FBA say they not African, right? I'm about to bust them. Say they not African, right? They say they Indians, indigenous, and all of this type. So that right there make what he talk about irrelevant. First of all. Second of all, because this is what they believe. There's no different than the fake abos and FBA. They some on the fence people. Okay, that when Tariq on, they on Tariq. When Fat Boy on, they on with Fat Boy. Now, how can you be up here talking about reparations, FBA, but you saying you were Indian? Reparations are going to descendants of Africans. Okay, so what are you talking about? You talking stupid. You can't be an Indian, okay, or indigenous, even American. You gotta be a descendant descendant of an African to even ask for reparations. You can't say, I'm not African, but the white people owe me in reparations. What they owe you reparations for?
Well, John Power,
No,
you know me, buddy. You know me. I never claimed to be an Indian. I said I'm of African descent. I'm not an African. There's a difference. There's a difference.
But the majority of the people that say FBA are Indians.
I don't know about the majority. We talk about me.
You need to go talk about that with your own brothers.
I'm a black American.
Look, bro, you need to go talk about that with your own brothers. You don't need to bring that over here. We African.
That's the whole point. Why is he over here?
Wait, listen, Jah Power. This is the game that they play. They hopscotch between identity. So 1 minute they're descendants of
Talk about me, brother. Talk about me. I'm here. I'm here for it. Why y'all?
Talking about you. Who said? He's talking about you.
Hey guys, let me talk about you specifically. You switch between I'm Mr. Community and then I'm a radical individual. So when we level, so you say, wait. You say I'm FBA. That's based on lineage. This is our group. So then when we make a criticism of the group, oh no, talk about me specifically. We go at you.
No, I don't think most FBAs think that they're Indians. That's the WABO movement. No, there's a WABO movement and FBA, Foundational Black Americans. Most of us know that we come from West Africa.
Guys, pause.
Most of us know that we come from West and Central Africa. Culturally, we are different.
Okay.
Let me ask
you a simple question. Let me ask Dynus. He's more objective. Dynus, let me ask you.
Come on, man.
Wait. Dynus, let me ask you a question. This stuff primarily takes place online, right?
Right.
Online right now.
Banging on wax.
Online right now.
Right.
Who got more followers? Dane Calloway or Tariq Nasheed and Yvette Carnell combined?
Dan Calloway.
Boom. Most of your niggas think they Indians. End of story. Go ahead. Who's next?
Let me respond, bro.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, yeah. So, look, for Dane Calloway, I mean, I think we all could agree that he's an idiot and he's a clown. He's been debunked by other wabbos. At the table back home, everyone talked about, I got Indian in my family, I got Cherokee and all that other nonsense. But for the most part, we know where we come from. So you can't put that wabbo thing on the majority of Black Americans.
But
I'm
that's
a Black
so
American.
lineage. Hold on. You keep saying lineage. Lineage is genetics. That means Africa.
Wait, hold on. Power. Can you let me finish? I already told you. You saw my DNA breakdown. Y'all know I ain't on that wabbo shit. I got more Indian DNA than probably most people on here, but I don't rep that because it's probably 5 civilized tribes that own slaves. I know what it is. Most Black Americans don't think that they're Indians. Stop capping.
We're talking about the Black Americans that exist on. So most Black folks don't even know what FBA is. So we're dealing with the demographic.
Exactly. You talking about cyber niggas.
Right. So we're dealing with cyber niggas right now. That's pretty much you on the internet. So when you talk about what I'm doing and all that, you're preaching to cyber niggas.
But I'm saying, I do work in the real world.
Yes,
I'm not a cyber nigga.
Right. But what I'm telling you is, for the audience that is on this cyber internet, and these people who are watching, the people they go interact with on the internet, the majority of people preaching FBA, they believe they are Indians. So basically, you guys' your argument may hold water in the real world, but when you're on the internet, your argument holds no water, and you're like FBA for life and all that stuff. So
FBA for life. I don't subscribe to Wabbo, and you can't push it on me. You can't push it on me.
FBA is Wabbo.
I wouldn't say FBA. Okay, Brandon, are you a Black American?
Yes.
Are you an Indian?
No.
Dynus Tamir is a Black American. He's not an Indian. Jah Power is a Black American. He's not an Indian. Most of us don't believe that Pocahontas BS. Okay? So don't push Dane Calloway or Dane Kunaway on the majority of Black America. That's a stretch.
That's the leader of.
But bro, you still said you were African, but then you saying you.
I'm of African descent, bro, and you know that. Stop capping. Jah Power. Jah Power, I done schooled you so many times, brother.
Man,
I'm gonna have to.
Stop,
the back of the class and put your hand up when you're ready to speak.
Hey,
With my hand up, look.
I watched.
Hey, look.
Let me get this
Look,
super
bro.
chat real quick. Let me get the super chat real quick. The majority of the historical figures featured in Tariq's promo bids for the Hidden History Museum are non-FBA Afro-Mexican. So he fled to Holland. $2. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for the super chat. Hey, Mr. Shoot the Movie. Thank you for the Cash App contribution. Hakeem, my brother, thank you for the Cash App contribution. We have one more super chat down here, and we're going to let KINGJAHPOWER rip the mic, and then we're going to close out. Let me get this last super. Oh, here it goes. Mr.
Let me go after
Extendos. I will. Mr. Empty Extendos, what is something a 20-year-old can invest in now to get to the continent? Just invest in a job, bro. So you got to get some money to make some money. That's what I would say. And also visit the continent. You 20, just visit. You know what I'm saying? First. Thank you, though, for the super chat. I really appreciate it. Visit while you're young and then see what you want to do. Because, you know, it don't make no sense to go to the continent, move there, and you 20, and then you like, yo, I got to go back to America to get the skills to make me, you know, a contributor on the continent. Like, be patient. Invest in just yourself. That's your biggest investment at that age. Invest in yourself so when you touch the continent, you're a resource to our people. So I hope that answers the question. All right, KINGJAHPOWER, finish, and then we're going to close out.
So, hey, shout out to Search for the Uhuru. Everybody go to KINGJAHPOWER, the throne of KINGJAHPOWER. Subscribe to Pan-Africanism Strikes Back, Afro Think Tank. Subscribe to him also, okay? Now, the world is globalizing, okay? We not going to be just in one place. My girl just the other day was saying, baby, if Putin shoot a rocket over here, we can't be stuck here, okay? I mean, even, you know, when you talking about pandemics, when they sneeze, you cough. Everything, if you put all your eggs in this one little basket now, okay, and not expand, where our children going to be in the future? The same thing it's going to be, bro. We was brought to America to work. We was not brought here for no other reason. Yeah, our peoples have made strides in America, but as soon as if our peoples was to play fantasy world right quick, to get some reparations money or whatever, they believe that white people ice is colder. They're going to be in Walmart, in Gucci, in Mercedes. I had to catch myself from doing it. Baby say, why you always buying them foreign cars? I don't know. Because really, what is that doing for black people? And that's what Brandon was trying to get you to realize. Our peoples believe in the white God, period. They believe that white peoples is God. You mentioned that that's in Africa and in America. But I just showed y'all the other day, the Congolese is burning Bibles and Jesus idols and this, that, and the third. But see, until we get that in our mind, that, you know, well, we can have group economics, okay, and build with each other, then that would be beautiful to invest in America, because then we'll be investing ourselves, just like they got Chinatown, okay, they got Koreatown, Arab Town, Hollywood, what I call white world. Everybody got a little section in America except for us, but then as soon as we try to build one, which we still can try to do it, that don't mean don't try, but you see what they do, and the brothers is saying it's time to try something new and not keep re-shining old wine bottles. Peace to the gods.
Hey, old wine bottles. Go ahead, Knock. Close out.
Well, I just want to look at the comment that said, yeah, Kala nakmeezy did cook you. Kala Genesis, I spent yesterday, while I was writing my reports, listening to your radio program, about 3 episodes. If you want to run it back, like I heard you want to run it back, we can do that, brother. I cooked you. No one in YouTube history has had you quiet in a church mouse except me. When I told you to shut up, you listened. That means you're submissive to your FBA daddy. Now, I'm gonna give you another whipping whenever you want to get on this debate again. All of you guys, all of you Pan-Africans on here are my sons. Brandon is my biggest son. Well, I don't know. Brandon is my biggest son. Let me finish.
Sucker, man. You just
Thank you,
self-deluded.
Please let him finish.
Come on home, brother. I still love you. Now, Brandon is my biggest
Self-deluded
son.
sucker duck nigga. That's all
Wait,
you
hold
Hey,
on.
the more you
Come on, let me
interrupt, the more
close
you
out,
can
brother.
talk.
Let me
Hey,
close out, man. Let me close out. Brandon is my biggest son. Job Power is my rebellious son. And College Genesis is my retarded son. But you're all my sons, and I love you. Come back home to Black America, and I'll get you straight.
thank you very much. I'm clicking people off as they close out. KINGJAHPOWER. Well, KINGJAHPOWER.